So previously, we would have spoken to DJ Simmons from What Going On Awards. Today we have a recipient of said awards. My name is Rashid Holder. This is Positive Pulse, and today we're going to have a conversation with Taahir Bulbulia, who was voted Activist of the Year. Firstly, congratulations, Taahir, and welcome.
Thanks, brother.
What's happening, my brother?
A good man. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
You know, conversations like these are very important, and go highlight positive people doing positive work.
So, Activist of the Year. Tell me some of the work that you would have done to be a recipient of such an award this year.
So obviously a lot of people know me as Brassat's moderator.
Correct.
Getting lashes for the program, I think challenging a lot of ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
But my work would have started way back when I was a coach from about 16 years old. Then went to UE, was on the Student Guild, Faculty of Sport representative, formed the Sports Science Society there. Started a lot of programs at UE for the students in the community, where essentially we were going to the community, advocate on sports development, was needed for the benefit of sports, how sports could benefit people, how sports could deal with crime. Crime is a big topic now.
Correct.
How sports could address the concerns and issues related to crime.
Mm-hmm.
And then just sports as a benefit for the economy for a country. Because you know we depend heavily on tourism,
Yeah.
so we could diversify the economy by empowering people, helping people. So that was one aspect, and then transition from there. We went on to do some entrepreneurship programs, transformational programs. Was Barbados Youth Ambassador to the UN. And then just a lot of other things happened from there, but we will get there in the conversation, man.
Right. So you would have spoken about some of these initiatives and programs that you were involved in and even started. What would have led to you even getting into stuff like this, especially given some of the fighting that you would have faced, or the fights that you would have faced, you know, as a Indian, a Muslim in Barbados, you know, focusing on community development.
So naturally, as a Muslim in Barbados, being the minority,
Correct.
a lot of people see Muslims in a particular, like, some people influenced by the Western media, some people influenced by what they see in Barbados.
Yeah.
But traditionally, you know, Muslims in Barbados, there's more gravitate to business. Owning shops, owning stores, doing culinary work.
Yeah.
That's the be all end all for a lot of Muslims in Barbados, as it is viewed by the Barbadians.
Yeah.
But no, I born and bred in Barbados. My parents are Barbadian. So I grew up in Barbados. I feel like I got to make a contribution to the Barbadian society. So obviously being a Muslim is important for me, but I don't let that hold me back from doing anything. Yeah,
Correct.
you get a lot of backlash for it because a lot of questions has come. Barbadians are inquisitive people.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I like that because then they get to know about the religion, they get to know about me, and then they get to know about that. We ain't just about making money or doing business in Barbados. We're about making a contribution to the society, just as my forefathers would have made a contribution to Barbadian society. So that was it. And then for me personally, at a personal level, I would have struggled through school. A lot of people struggle through school. Went through school, was at the bottom of the class, you know what I mean? And for a former mother would look at me and was like, yo, you gonna start now. I want you to stay back a year, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, stay back a year? You know what I mean? You know, you're shameful. It's be shame to start down.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't feel like you're ready to go on to Fifth Farm. So I was like, nah, boy, I can't do that, you know what I mean? At that time, I studying women and I studying cricket. That's all I was studying. I wasn't studying school, and then had teachers looking at me and say, you ain't gonna make it over Third Farm, you ain't get CSC.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna end up nowhere in life. So teachers telling you that. So that kind of fueled me as I went through my journey, went on to from foundation. I went foundation school, big up foundation, Christchurch Foundation.
Yeah.
Went on to BCC. BCC, I will always say that I learned more in 2 weeks at BCC, my first 2 weeks at BCC, than I learned at 5 years at foundation. Because I learned so much about life. At school, secondary school, you had teachers running behind you. Now you're in a class with police officers, you're in a class with people that 60 years old that live the life practically already, that just coming back to school to better themselves.
Yeah.
You're in class with people from different backgrounds, different motives, different ideas, a whole different mindset altogether.
So it would have helped to shape you in a positive way. Now, how did you manage to translate those experiences into the benefit of your community? And what role do you see, you know, at least being the recipient of Activist of the Year in bettering your community in a positive way?
So my community, a lot of people say my youth focus should be the Muslim community, but I believe that we gotta be as inclusive as possible.
Yeah.
If we focus on a project or a initiative on a specific community, you neglecting others. So we going back into the problem that we had before. So if you focus on women, you neglecting men. If
Yeah.
you focus on men, you neglecting women. If you focusing on a specific target audience, you gotta make your program as inclusive for everybody as possible. So
Right.
for me, the motivation is that for the Muslim community, Muslims can look at somebody, and people on a whole, society can look on a whole, that a young Muslim boy in Barbados just trying to make it, just trying to contribute. You know what I mean? A lot of people look at me and tell me, man, you start Beijing. You know what I mean? You know, you from Barbados? I'd be like, yeah, I grew up, born and bred here, probably more Beijing than a lot of people.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that how I want to benefit and want to be remembered is that my motive is just to make a positive impact in whoever I come into contact with. So that could be the person on the street right the way to the top. So when you remember me, for me, that's how I want to be remembered. That's my contribution to the community.
You would have received an award from What Going On. How important is that awards? How important is the whole movement that What Going On is helping to shape in the Barbadian landscape at present?
So the Gine movement is absolutely critical for Barbados. We know how we view culture in Barbados, we know how we view the arts in Barbados, and we know how we view positive people in Barbados. And I always say that going on is very, very important for the development of these third industries in Barbados. The volunteer sector, the arts, the creative sector, sports sector, because they spur conversations, they spur a thinking, a mindset as to how we should be viewing these sectors and the importance of these sectors.
Correct.
One, for people, two, for economy, and three, just for society on a whole.
Correct.
Because if we could benefit with people, the economy benefit, and then socially we look good. You know what I mean? So going on is important, and I think they need more resources and more support behind the going on movement. And most definitely we will see culture, the arts, the creative sectors take off in Barbados if going on have more resources.
So you've touched on the importance of the movement, the impact, but why do you see the role that you are playing as integral in the whole positive energy and vibe that we're trying to transmit in society today, given the high prevalence of, you know, violence, especially amongst our youth?
So it's just about a positive pulse. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? A positive energy. Because a lot of people, they're struggling. So for me, if I can make somebody life a little bit easier,
Yeah.
that's it. As I said a little earlier, my motto is just making a positive impact in whoever life I come into contact with. That could be saying a word, that could be helping them, that could just be a smile, that could just be a hug.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So whoever positive vibe I could put off, for me, that's where it stands. And I think the more positive people and the more positive energy we get moving in this country, the better it can be. And that goes in, as I said, the recognition,
Yeah.
recognizing positive people, giving positive people the opportunity. Because as you know in the media, what's get highlight?
A lot of negative.
What is paint young people as?
Bad.
A time a woman called me and tell me there's a lost generation upon the program. I say you are painting a brush of a generation due to a minority few.
Correct.
Use a youngster, use a youth, man. We got a lot of youth people, they're doing positive work, positive
Correct.
businesses, positive hustles, positive entrepreneurship, positive messaging, social media, holding positive events.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sportsmen and women out there that Saturday and Sunday they playing cricket when the weekend come. They ain't involved in crime.
Yeah.
So you painting a brush. So for me, the more positive vibes, the more positive people we could get around the country, and that will create a positive pulse around the country. And
Most
I
definitely.
think that's where we gotta go. And the other part of that is, as you asked about crime, you just gotta sit down and talk to people a little more. You see this? See the phone?
Yeah.
We social media connect we right, but social media can disconnect we a lot more too.
Very much
We've
so.
become so much more disconnected that we don't understand what you're going through. We don't try to understand people because people just mask themselves behind social media.
Yeah.
So the more we have conversations, the better it can be. And the better it become, the more positivity can spread.
So what I want to speak on, or what I would like you to speak on now, is what impact are you looking to have from the perspective of activist and also as some person who is affiliated with What Going On Awards?
So, as I tell DJ, for me, it's about giving back now. I get the award, I get recognized. I ain't that person that gonna come back every year and get the same award, you know what I mean?
Correct.
But I can give back in a positive way. So I tell DJ next year, once I can, I can sponsor the activist of the year. So that's giving back to the community that recognize me,
Yeah.
that put me out there, that give me the opportunity. You know what I mean? So that's the first practical thing. That's a very easy and simple thing to do.
Very much so.
But part of the journey is just continuing on that path. You can't hold it now. You can't have the I make it mentality. I get recognized or I get the award and it's done for a day. Nah, the work continues. The journey continues. So you gotta get up the next morning and still push for the people that dependent on me, the people that looking up to me, the people that I don't know that still looking up to me.
Yeah.
You understand? So for me, it's just continuing the journey for as long as I could and making that positive impact in whatever way I can.
Well, definitely, you've been doing some wonderful work, and I want to thank you for being here on Positive Pulse with us. Keep doing the wonderful work that you're doing, my brother, and may Allah continue to bless you and bless all of the people that you are touched in a positive way. I'm your host, Rashid Holder, and this has been another episode of Positive Pulse.